Protein Chip Review 2025. Today we are looking at a dozen savory snacks on the market. We're going to be talking about macros, we're going to talk about ingredients, we're going to talk about taste. I have helped hundreds of people get in the best shape of their life through coaching people online. And I believe in flexible dieting, meaning 80% of your diet should be single ingredient foods. Salmon, blueberries, broccoli, steak, and the other 20% should be food that you actually enjoy, like going out to dinner with loved ones or things that help you hit your macros seen in front of us. So today we're going to talk about 12 savory options that are going to help you hit your protein target while still having a sense of comfort. Starting with Quest chips, because these are the OG on the market. 140 calories regardless of flavor. They are around 1 gram of fiber each with 19 grams of protein. Excellent macros. This passes our protein test. We take the grams of protein, in this case 19, we add a 0 to it. Does it have that many calories or less? This in fact does with 140 calories, so it passes our protein test. The protein is coming from a protein blend of milk protein isolate and whey protein isolate. So great macros, ingredients are all bioavailable. My favorite in particular of these flavors are the spicy chili lime. So good. And the lime chili. I love the taste of these chips. Next up, we have legendary popped chips. I think of this as the major competitor to Quest chips. We've got 150 calories regardless of flavor, 20 grams of protein, again passes our protein test, 1 gram of fiber again. This is a protein blend involving casein, milk protein isolate, and whey protein isolate. Most of these chips will in fact have seed oils. We can talk about that a bit later. This I like because it's very voluminous. You get more chips for around the same calories as Quest. Trying the barbecue flavor. I think these taste excellent. They're very airy. They're a little different than Quest. I particularly prefer Quest. Next up, we have Crisp Power, which is a relatively new entry into the market. These are technically not chips, they are pretzels, but they are high in protein and they are also high in fiber. The calories differ from bag to bag, but they're approximately 200 calories in a bag. They've got 10 grams of fiber, incredible, and they have 28 grams of protein. All the protein is not a complete protein. You can see here at the side, only about half the protein is bioavailable. So you want to make sure that you're having it with something like a burger or something like a chicken sandwich that has a complete protein source. The first ingredient is hydrolyzed wheat protein, and that is why. These are a couple of tiers down in taste compared to Quest or Legendary in my opinion. Up next, we have Khloud Protein Popcorn. This is the Kardashians' entry into the protein segment. The macros differ significantly from flavor to flavor and even portion size, so make sure you're aware that the sweet popcorn is significantly less grams than the other two. 160 calories on the white cheddar. We've got 7 grams of protein. It does not pass our protein test. It has 2 grams of fiber. Essentially, this is popcorn and they just added the calories back by protein. There's nothing revolutionary going on here in terms of food science. I will tell you, I like their popcorn a lot, even though I wanted to hate it. Power Crunch was one of the original protein bars on the market, and it still has a special place in my heart. But just like the protein bars, their Power Crisp does not pass the protein test. 320 calories, 22 grams of protein. The entire canister has 1 gram of fiber. Leading ingredient is pea protein. Despite that, it is completely bioavailable, which is awesome. Again, it does have seed oil. We'll talk about that a little later. Let's try this out. We've got the cheddar flavor. Nowhere. Next up, hot and spicy. Wow, spicy. Mixed review on the flavors here, but definitely better than Crisp Power. Next up, we have Natural Endurance. I ordered this off of Amazon. These are plant-based protein chips. We're gonna try out the barbecue. 150 calories, 14 grams of protein, narrowly misses our protein test. It does have 3 grams of fiber. Pea protein, soy protein, almost fully bioavailable. It uses avocado oil. Clearly, it's marketing itself as not using seed oil. Let's talk about seed oil for a moment. It is very important that you maintain an omega-3 to omega-6 ratio. And so having a ton of processed food could potentially throw that off due to the impact of seed oil. But seed oil in itself is not inherently bad. There is nothing wrong with having some seed oil in your diet, but having a massive amount of processed food can be problematic. Let's try out these barbecue chips. Gonna try the sweet chili next. Same macros. I'd say the taste is on par with Power Crunch. Next up, we have Pure Protein Crisps. I bought this snack pack at Costco. The Pure Protein bars you can find everywhere, and they have a variety of flavors. People love that protein bar. The crisps have 150 calories regardless of flavor. They have 12 grams of protein, which does not pass our protein test. And further, the protein is not completely bioavailable. Interesting enough, when you look at the ingredients, the first ingredient is chip, which is pea protein, lentil flour, potato starch, rice flour. This does use sunflower oil. Let's try out the sour cream. I'd say this is on par with Natural Endurance. Next up, we have Wilde protein chips. These are made from chicken. That's actually the first ingredient in here. 210 calories, 13 grams of protein, doesn't pass our protein test, 3 grams of fiber, we like that. However, it has 13 grams of fat per bag, which means this is not a lean protein source. I know the bag in particular is really hard to freaking open. I promise I work out. There we go. I don't like the texture, but the taste profile's incredible. Next up, we have Wholesome Provisions protein chip. This is a brand that is dedicated to helping people lose weight. You can either order it from their site or on Amazon like I did. 140 calories, 15 grams of protein, passes our protein test, 6 grams of fiber. The fiber is coming from soy fiber. Let's try this bad boy out. We have barbecue in front of us. By the way, all the protein is bioavailable. I'd say this is one of the weaker tasting chips that I had, but it's still not a bad tasting chip. It's just this segment is so incredibly strong on taste. Next up, we have Wonderslims, which is another brand that is dedicated to helping people lose weight. This one, you need to order directly from the website. This is 120 calories, 10 grams of protein. It does not pass our protein test. It has 0 grams of fiber. There is something known as a protein digestibility corrected amino acid score. The protein is shown as grams, that's weight. And then next to it, typically there's a percentile which shows how much of the protein is bioavailable. They do use pea protein as their source, but I always like to see when I'm buying a supplement, even if it's a whole foods based supplement, how much of the protein is bioavailable. Let's try this out. Really, really weak in flavor. I would never buy this product. We just went through 10 savory snacks, and now I want to give an honorable mention to 2 others. First and foremost, Atkins protein chips, the GOAT in my opinion in flavor, the Chipotle barbecue. I miss this protein chip. However, it no longer seems to be on the market. Atkins is still flourishing, but they are no longer offering protein chips. If you want to buy them, you can buy them overpriced on Amazon, but you can't find them in store any longer. So I just wanted to give them an honorable mention. And then secondly, pork rinds. I've got Epic in front of me. The one thing to be mindful about pork rinds is yes, they pass the protein test. However, they are incredibly high in fat. So just be mindful, these contain a lot of fat and they are not a lean source of protein. And that is it, guys. That is our protein chip review. I put out long format content each and every single week on YouTube, at the gym, at the grocery store, product reviews, talking to your doctor, all things health, fitness, and nutrition. I also put short format content up on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, each and every single day. My name is Jacob Zemer, and I've helped thousands of real people lose real weight. You can go to jacobzemer.com to learn more.